This story is about a blue-tongued lizard and his friend, the echidna. Now what we're going to talk about is why the blue-tongued lizard and the echidna would need to keep their space from each other. See, the blue-tongued lizard, he liked to catch ants with his little tongue, and he liked doing that. But with the blue-tongued lizard, he didn't have any spikes or hard shell like a tortoise, or spikes like an echidna, or anything like that. He just had scales and soft skin on his body. So he had to be very careful to look after his skin, because his skin was very sensitive. But then one day, when there was lots of ants around, some more ants, another animal came along. And this animal is called the echidna. Now with the echidna, he also likes to eat ants. But with his body was a little bit different. His body had big, hard spikes. But the echidna didn't think anything about that, because he's always had spikes. So it's quite normal for him. And he didn't realise that they actually really hurt when they touch people. Then with the blue-tongued lizard, he's always had soft skin, so he thought that was normal. And it didn't bother him because it was nice and sensitive. But what happened was, when the blue-tongued lizard and the echidna started eating all the ants, they'd get too close to each other. Then what would happen is her spikes would jab his skin, it would really hurt. And he would say, "Careful of your spikes, careful of your spikes." And she didn't realise, because she just was only worried about the ants. And she forgot she had this big back of spikes. So every now and then her spikes would get the echidna, and then they'd get really frustrated with each other. So then they learnt, well, how can we get on without fighting? So they decided, how about we stay a little bit of distance between us, and then your spikes won't get my skin, and then we can both share all the ants. So they said, "All right, that's a good idea." So then they thought, right, this will be the echidna's personal space, and that will be the blue-tongued lizard's personal space, and they'll just keep a little bit of distance between their two personal spaces, and that way they won't annoy each other or hurt each other or get frustrated with each other. Then they got to be friends for a lot longer, and they enjoyed each other's company. They just had to be respectful not to get into each other's space. And that's how the echidna and the blue-tongued lizard got to be friends. The end.